Good day, everyone. I'm Miami Aguilar, and I will discuss network structure, boundaryless organization, and virtual organization. But first, let us define what is organization structure. Organization structure refers to how work is coordinated to an individual or a team within an organization. It defines the formal relationship among people and specifies both the role and responsibilities. Earlier organization structure were focused on hierarchy, wherein they own and control everything. Evolution of business and globalization strained this old model because of a more complex environment, new market, culture, and advanced technologies. In response, new designs were born to adapt with the needs of emerging business environment and to align the organizational strategies. One of it is network structure. Network structure is an organization connected by informal networks and the demand of tasks. It prioritizes relationship of networks rather than hierarchy of authority. Network organization only owns the most essential or core component while other component is outsourced and coordinated by agreement and contract. I have here a sample company which sells clothes. In the clothing industry, basically it is divided to design department, manufacturing, finance, sales, marketing, and shipping. In designing the setup into network structure, we have to identify which among of it is the core group or the value creating group that you want to control inside your company. Since we are selling clothes, we want the design, marketing, and finance inside the organization. All of the other is outsourced to other company which are specialized and can offer a lower operating cost. For example, if our in-house shipping worth 50 pesos per piece, we can find a shipping company that can offer a lower cost per piece. We can also outsource the manufacturing to other countries like Bangladesh and China, where labor is cheaper. Technically, network structure reduce the cost by instead of maintaining a full-time employee, we hire specialized businesses who are best in the field to do the function for you. It also increased the operation efficiency. For example, after a successful campaign, the demand become higher. If your company only owns a small factory, you're unable to produce the product. Whereas if you outsource this to a specialized or a big manufacturing company, though this structure is advantageous, this structure is not applicable to all businesses where value creating are intact. It needs a closer cooperation like companies such as Apple. Weakness of the structure includes technology dependencies and establishing clear lines of communication and authority for not having a physical location where all employees work together and collaborate. Another type is boundaryless organization. It refers to an organization that eliminates traditional barriers between departments, as well as barriers between the organization and the external environment. This concept was pioneered by Jack Welch, CEO of General Electric in 1988, as he envisioned to break down the existing barriers between the association and to those with whom it does business. Boundaryless organization overcome four boundaries: vertical boundaries, horizontal boundaries, external boundaries, and geographic boundaries. Vertical boundaries represent the floor and ceiling of the organization. It differentiates the status, authority, and span of control. In contrast, boundaryless organization focus more on who has useful ideas than hierarchy or authority. Horizontal boundaries represent the internal walls. It separates people in organization by function or roles. In a traditional firm, The research and design team usually wants to create or produce a newer innovative product, while the marketing wants a customized product for each consumer, and manufacturing wants a stable production with minimal variation and innovation. Each function group maximizes its own goal without considering the overall goal. Whereas in a permeable horizontal boundary, once the manager begins to move effectively across each function or product line, horizontal boundaries become cooperative to the integration process to meet the organizational goal. External boundaries represent the external wall, which are barriers between from suppliers or customers, communities. With the thinner boundaries, the resulting convergence of interests can produce a much efficient operation. Geographic boundaries represent the cultural walls. It includes barriers from across different culture or countries. This boundary may isolate innovative practices and good ideas, keeping a company from using. But with information technology and workforce mobility, boundaries are becoming quickly to disappear. There are many types of boundaryless organization. One form is modular organization. This refers to a business that can be separated and recombined to work more efficiently. It is usually used in automotive company like Toyota. By managing relationship with hundreds of suppliers, Toyota achieves the efficiency and quality in its operation. Another form of boundaryless design is strategic alliance. In this form, similar to a joint venture, two or more companies find an area of collaboration and combine their efforts to create a partnership that is beneficial for both parties. As an example, Starbucks formed a highly successful partnership with PepsiCo to market the Frappuccino cold drinks. Starbucks has immediate brand name recognition in cold coffee drink, but its desire to capture shelf space in supermarkets required marketing savvy and experience that Starbucks did not possess at that time. By partnering with PepsiCo, Starbucks gained an important head start in the marketing and distribution of this product. In this process, the additional boundaries between two competitors may be broken. Potential advantage of brandless organization, number one is speed. They can offer response to customer quickly, bring new products and change the strategies faster, unlike with layers of management that will take a longer direction because everyone must be informed and convinced prior implementation. Number two, flexibility. It creates an environment where employees coordinate their efforts and change their roles to suit the demands and situation. Number three, integration. Instead of breaking tasks into pieces with precision, the organization create mechanism to pull together diverse activities as needed. They often collaborate with those specialists to combine efforts and create partnership that is beneficial to both parties. Innovation. Boundaryless organization constantly searches new, different, and unthinkable process that incapable to keep on in the changing world. And last organization structure is virtual organization. This emerged in 1990s as a response to emerging demand of accessibility to disperse expertise and geographic constraint. Employees work remotely, sometimes within the city, but most often across the country. The company relies to communication technologies instead of a physical presence for communication between employees. They rely on email, wikis, Google Meet, Zoom, Viber, cellular, and etc. to keep in touch. They lack physical structure such as office, warehouse, or building. Many companies that are not solely virtual use the principle of virtual organization as a way to structure the work of globally distributed teams. One of it is Verifone. Verifone is one of the largest provider of electronic payment systems worldwide. They develop what they call relay race. Um, has they have a development teams working on software project around the world. Developer in Dallas, Rush on a Rush project, send an unfinished work to Hawaii at 5 p.m. And when the sunset goes down in Hawaii, they handed over it to India, programmer in India for further work. And by morning, it's back in Dallas, 16 hours closer to completion. Having US and India collaborate 24/7, it helped the business slash the development cost and time. Other example of organization use virtual organization are Uber, Airbnb, Amazon, Nike, Reebok, Dell, Puma, etc. Increasingly, organizations are using different variation of virtual structure with call centers and other outsourced task position and even projects. And if you notice, last March 2020 during enhanced community quarantine in the Philippines, most of the business have adapted this organization to respond with the situation to sustain the business continuity. Advantages of virtual organization includes cost saving, improve customer response time, and have a greater access to labor force. While disadvantage are social isolation of employee who work virtually and potential for lack of trust among employee and between the company. Employees when communication is limited. Reduce the collaboration among separate employees and the organization officer due to lack of social interaction. Network structure, boundaryless organization, and virtual organization are organization structure designed to adapt with business evolution and globalization. In today's fast-changing world, organizations are becoming more like social movements with more fluid boundaries and more participation in leader across all levels. Organization structure will continuously transform using all the learning from past and application of newest technological advantages to adapt with the emerging changes in the environment. Thank you very much for listening. To know more about network structure, boundaryless organization, and virtual organization, you can check the references. Thank you.